How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So, as you see, I'm out here at the range, and the whole intent of this video is to show you what I bring with me. Now, this is not meant for you to copy this. This is meant for you just to get an idea of what I bring with me. Maybe spark some ideas of like, hey, that's a good idea, or even the opposite of saying, hey, that's a bad idea, I'm definitely not gonna bring that. That's all this is just discussion. So this system works out for me very well. So I just want to kind of elaborate on it, and we will dive into all the little details of literally everything I have here and the reasons why. All right, so first off, the biggest hurdle of getting gear and equipment out to the range is the organizational piece. It can be an absolute nightmare, and I know all of you have been there and done that. So what I tend to go with is a Pelican case. Now there's cheaper alternatives out there. This is just what I have found that works extremely well. They are a bit expensive, but in the long run, they really work out. I forget what model Pelican case this is, but it's a very large one. It has like the organizational piece up here that you can pull whatever you want, but it also doubles as a rifle case when you fly. Say if I got invited out to a range somewhere in a different state and I had to fly out, I can put all my gear, including my weapon systems, in this because it locks, because TSA approves this case. And actually I've flown with it quite a bit here, still a heavy tag, still literally on it. And there's a couple other stuff still all over the place because I do regularly fly with this case, regardless if it's a range kit or it's whatever gear or weapon system I'm carrying. So I'm not going to go any really particular order with this equipment, but I'm just going to honestly give you a real world common rundown for the most part. So of course, when you go to the range day, ammunition. So I normally keep my ammunition in this general area, and it just kind of resides in here. Now, not all of it. Sometimes I'll bring ammo cans like with me in the back of the truck or something like that, but there's just a stack of all kinds of different stuff. I got 22s, 9mm, 308s, 6.5s, and this is just kind of random ammo that I can use or just have. But if I know I'm gonna be, hey, I'm running the rifle really heavy, I'll just bring an ammo can with me. This is kind of like a backup. Now, normally down in the bottom, I run a bunch of AR mags. Like, I have a ton in here just to keep loading. These are all empties, but normally when I get to the range or before I go out, I'll go load them up or I'll keep them in here. Mainly so I can just keep rolling throughout the day without really having the hassle. And this kit isn't exactly made for like, hey, it's a long range purpose kit or it's a, CQB or a pistol kit. This is kind of everything, just to give you a quick idea on that. Now, of course, safety is, paramount. I normally run my Oakleys, and I have clear and tinted lenses in there just because, hey, it's a sunny day. I'm wearing different lenses than these at the moment just because I brought them with me. And then Ear Pro as well. Electronics, these are just Peltor Comtac 3s, so they're kind of old, but they work really well, and I enjoy them. For the safety portion, another safety is medical. I always bring a medical kit, and it is normally stacked full of stuff. But this is just myself. So I picked up the kit itself, and then I created this on my own and put all my little stuff in here just because that's what I enjoy doing. But it's nice to have. Maybe it's not for me, but for someone else, because I'm at a local range, so you can just train here and do whatever you want. There's no RSOs or anything like that, but it's a certified specific range here. So if someone else gets injured and they don't have something, I have the capability immediately to me that I can just, like, oh, trauma, cool, here, take that. That's a whole trauma kit. It's got everything you're gonna need to stop the bleed, including other requirements, or I just bring the whole backpack with me. So maybe I'll dive into this in more detail, like a whole trauma kit video of what I actually bring inside this. But for right now, it is a large backpack trauma kit for safety purposes. Now, diving into some other stuff that I have here. So this, I kind of separated out. This is a little 22 conversion kit for any kind of 5.56 or AR-15. And it's nice because you can train with 22s extremely cheap not sacrificing your 5.56. And it's funny because people are like, oh, we don't get the full recoil. Well, maybe I'm not focused on recoil management that day. Maybe I'm focused on, you know, time or movement drills or very fast repetition, as in like, hey, shooting, you know, 2, 2, 2, and 2 shots or something like that. I don't want to blow through 5.56 personally because I'm not made of money and I am on a budget. So I'm going to use a 22 conversion kit. And it's funny because other people will joke when they go to the range, like, you're looking at 22? Haha, that's funny. And then throughout the day, I'm like, hey, how much money did you spend? And he's like, probably $200-300. I'm like, I spent 40 for a whole range day session. Imagine how many more range day sessions and training of, you know, trigger squeeze, sight alignment, you know, up drills, all that kind of stuff for $40 rather than $300. To me, it's beneficial, but that's just my take on it. I also have sandbags in here. I have a tow bag and I have a larger bag right here, and that's mainly for sighting in purposes. Like, hey, if I think a rifle is not sighted in, I want to get it as steady as possible, set up so I can get it like specifically dialed in. So the tow bag is also nice for, you know, long range, as in my longer range rifles. I can use the buttstock, go in here, and they go with me. It's pretty nice. Stapler, of course. Got some extra rounds randomly falling out of here, some 9mm. There's kind of loose rounds in here. I don't like that, but sometimes it just happens. Stapler and staples here. Bring extra packs of staples. Same with tape. So a quick, easy thing you can do is if you're using targets like these, you can tape over your holes. If you just take a little piece of tape and put a tape over the hole, now your target lasts you a lot longer, especially on, you know, trying to save your money but train properly, because range days can get very expensive. But if you're smart about it, it can get really cheap. So I always bring extra tape, cover up those holes, keep running the same target over and over again, then write down. Extra batteries, here's a battery case, AA's, AAA's for this. I have 9 volts in here for shot timer, which again, I'm running a shot timer as well, really handy. If you ever want to get competitive or actually see how well you're doing, race against the clock. You will be surprised how much you improve over time. So now getting into some of the other gear and stuff like that, I typically carry a small kind of handheld bag in here too. Just something that I can grab, and this is if this whole case maybe is at the truck, but I don't want to drag it with me. But say I'm like moving my way down to, like, say a rifle range or something like that, like benches that are further off. What I'll do is I'll pull this out and then I'll stuff everything that I need in here, and then I can just carry it down with me. So whatever's necessary, like the sandbags and stuff can fit in there, you know, all my ammo and that kind of stuff if I am going a distance. You may not need that, that's okay, but I found out where I live, there's just ranges all over the place, and you park in one spot and shoot in another, so it's just beneficial. So moving over to targets and whatnot, what's really cheap and easy is honestly a huge piece of cardboard. That is like a tri piece. It's only a 3, but it'll expand out 3 times the size of that, and you can put targets all over it. Just a piece of cardboard. And sometimes maybe your ranges won't allow you to do that, blah, 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 whatever it is, but this is what I use, and it's lasted me probably about 2 years. Well, probably about a year, actually. I rotate the cardboard about every year because it'll get too, you know, messed up. Sometimes I do bring steel with me. That's a whole different story. I have multiple steel targets with different poles and all kinds of stuff like that. I didn't bring it today, just honestly because I wasn't planning on shooting steel today, and I'm kind of feeling lazy. Sue me. I'm once in a while lazy about it, and I need a break when I'm training a lot or not at all. I do what I want. That's kind of the benefit. So gear wise, of course, is whatever you want your gear. Sometimes my gear will fit in this box, like plate carrier, battle belt. I have dedicated videos on both of these kits if you want. Normally for pistol purposes, I run a smaller Pelican case. You don't have to do this, it's just I have one. So personally, I'm like, why not? Pelican case is really nice for putting pistols and other stuff in there. So if I am flying, that is also TSA rated. So you put a bunch of pistols, suppressors, all kinds of stuff like that in there, and you are normally good to go. So I normally put my paperwork and whatnot. One thing I overlooked was suppressor paperwork normally goes up here, or my SBR, for example. I have paperwork immediately accessible. So for some reason, if law enforcement or something would come out and go, hey, what is that? Let me see paperwork and blah, blah. And I'm not getting into the legality of that, if they're allowed to do that, if they're not. It's just I do have that appropriate paperwork for the suppressors and other NFA items. So I would recommend you doing the same. Just have, a backup. And I have some on me too, as in my wallet, and I have some there. So recommended. If you don't own any NFA items, then hey, you're good. Don't worry about it. But for some of us who do, it is necessary and it's often overlooked. And actually, if you can see far down there in the right-hand corner, like inside those little white papers are actually a backup NFA papers as well. Just because I have one with that case, just in case I'm just bringing that case or I'm bringing this case, I just have redundancy, and that's kind of the key. Same with magazines. Also, I have a toolkit down in here as well. It's a pretty lengthy, like it's a rod, it's a full cleaning kit. So it can diagnose and keep you, ready to go. Pretty much if you'd get like a stovepipe or a failure to track or a malfunction or something like that with your weapon system, which I have saw. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, in the field, you just need to do it and, be tactical, because what happens if that happens out when you're real doing stuff? Like, okay, I get it. But sometimes we're just out here having a good time, just shooting, bringing new people that haven't shot before. And you don't want to like be yelling, I'm like, oh, you jam, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Like, hey, man, okay, cool. This is how you do it. Break it down for them. Let them enjoy shooting sports rather than pressuring them into the hardcore tactical, like, let's shoot a 44 Magnum your first time. No. Shoot a 22 and then work their way up, because 22s are hilarious. I've been shooting for over 20 years and I love 22s. They're hilarious. I'm going on a bit of a rant, but again, I love 22s and they're fun to shoot, and I still shoot them, and it is what it is. Bring extra holsters and stuff like that, and then, all kinds of little odds and ends. But for the most part, that is like the big ticket items. I bring with me suppressor parts, extra magazines, as you see there, for pistols. I have them separated. Hey, pistols over here, rifles here, and it works out pretty well. So this is pretty much everything. There's other little things that I haven't gone over, like extra belts and stuff like that for different kits or flashlights, or I have different lasers and stuff that are kind of stuffed in here, or sights. It is what it is. This is what I bring with me. It tends to work extremely well, and I just wanted to share that with you. Like I said, don't copy this, just to give you some ideas to think about. There could be better options. Hey, don't go for a hardcore Pelican case. They're expensive. Why don't you just do a milk crate or something like that? Don't think that you have to spend a ton of money to go out and enjoy or shoot its range. You can be pretty cheap about it and still enjoy. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, want to see more detail, definitely like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We have PayPal, Patreon, Amazon affiliate links for a lot of these items that I have here. I do get a few cents off of that, so that helps support the channel for me filming more and better audio and stuff like that. So it's up to you if you want to do that. If not, then just keep enjoying the free content, and I hope you all have a great day.